this week I made a mistake that hurt people I actually care about. I let my group down during a university presentation, and honestly, I should have known better. I thought I was doing the right thing, but in reality I was just acting out of my past experiences and frustration, and that decision cost me trust. This isn't just about a class presentation, it's about how our past shapes our present, how our choices affect others, and how one mistake can teach you a lesson you'll never forget. So this all started Tuesday night when I sent a text message to the group chat, everybody be in class by 8 a.m. so that we can present first and then be the first ones also to leave and go out with our days. That was the plan, pretty simple, straightforward. And everyone agreed to it, but it got on the wrong path. Let me explain. On the following day, Wednesday morning, I'm there in class around like 7:45 a.m. and I see one other group member of mine. We say hello, we get into class, the two of us with the lecturer. So we sit there and we're like, are you ready for the presentation? Is everyone else coming? Just getting everything ready. And then it gets to 8 o'clock. The rest of the group is not there. So my friend tells me, let's just present our parts and not even wait for them. Let's get out of it, Why should we wait when we told them, to be in class at 8 so we can present and then leave? At first, I was like, what are you trying to say? We can't just like ditch the group and just present ours. It will be like even weird. We can't present just the two of us for the whole group. It will be weird. Even the lecturer said it will be awkward, not a proper presentation. But she gave us the green light and said, you can do it, but it is kind of weird. I took a second. I was like, should we? I didn't want to. I knew myself that it was the wrong thing to do. Just the two of us present and leave the rest of the group to present by themselves. It's a group presentation. It didn't make sense. But he was keep on telling me, come on, let's just present so we can go. They're gonna come late, So what's the point of us just waiting for them? I recall the memory as soon as he told me that from a previous class of mine with other group members where I told them the same thing before the presentation, be in class 8 a.m. sharp so that we can present first and leave again. So what happened was they came to class 2.5 hours later. It was supposed to be at 8 a.m. They came around like 10:30 a.m. in the morning. Now, I was furious to the fact that they came to class 2.5 hours late when they were supposed to be there at 8, and we were supposed to be the first ones to present and get out of class and go on with our day. But they came late, so I was furious. And at that point I told myself, never again I will wait for other people just because they're late. So I took that with me as my friend in the present moment in class told me that let's just go and present. I was like, okay, fine. Notify them. I'm like, hey, we're presenting now. Are you guys coming? They said we're gonna be like there by 8:15 a.m. But I didn't think nothing of it because I recall the past experience of mine where I had to wait 2.5 hours, the rest of my group to show up so that we can present together. I didn't want that same experience to happen again. As we were presenting, mid-presentation, the rest of the group arrived to class, which to my surprise, they actually did show up at 8:15 a.m. And that was towards when we were like about to finish. They were giving us the death stare. I honestly couldn't even look them in the face. It was all messed up and wrong. Without saying a word, finished our presentation, got our bags, got our stuff. On my way home, I get a message in the group chat on how angry and upset they were on our actions. They were frustrated that we didn't wait for 15 minutes. And they had valid reasons to be late as well. But I only found out about this after the class when they sent the text messages. I didn't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. I was just trying to get my presentation done and over with, and get out of class. But to my surprise, that was not the end of the story. What I realized after I was going towards home and I received these text messages in the group chat is that I realized that I acted from old resentments, from past experiences, not this situation. And that cost me trust and loyalty. Look, to be frank, I should have known better. When my friend was sitting next to me in class, he told me, let's just present and get it done over with. Let's not wait for them. I actually didn't think it through, like what will happen after we presented without the group, that they will be hurt, that they will be disappointed, they will be upset. I didn't even think of it. And then after I realized I messed up. and it's on me. I take responsibility of that situation. I realized that letting past pain blind you to present reality can ruin trust. Sometimes the logical decision isn't the right one when relationships are at stake. I should have waited a few more minutes just to see if they were coming. I didn't think nothing of it. I was like, they're gonna come late. Let me just present, I'm here. I already told them to be on time and they're not here on time, so I'm just gonna present my bit. But I was wrong because I let the group down. This is the same in entrepreneurship. Short-sighted moves can burn bridges with partners, clients, or teammates. We have to take the time to actually see things through and not act on impulse and think this is just logical. Well, I failed to do that, but that's what I learned now. To take a few minutes to think everything through on who it affects, on who can get hurt, on what the relationship is going to be like after you take that action. Again, we all have choices, and the choices that we make, we also have to be willing to take accountability for them. Where you are in your life right now, it all stems from the results of your habits and actions that your old self took to get here. All the decisions that you made, whether it's good or bad, that has led you here in the present moment. If your old self consistently took the right action, didn't give in to distractions, and instead chose delayed gratification and good habits, well, you will have prosperity in your life right now. Whereas if your previous self took the wrong actions, went on the wrong path in life, this present moment right now is your downfall. I've seen homeless people at train stations sleeping on the staircase. Every time I see them, I get a glimpse of their reality. At first, I feel pity for them, but then I ask myself, is it really God that's torturing them? Maybe, fine. Or is it that their old self made consistent amount of bad choices which led them to here? It all stems from the decisions, the choices, the actions that you make. That's the life you feed your future self. I also see other people in like third world countries suffering, like living in hunger, working their ass off every single day just for a single bread. This reminds me of gratitude and taking responsibility of my actions and choices that I make. That day I saw how even a small wrong decision can create bigger consequences. That's how life works. You gotta be willing to think it through before you make decisions, because you never know the choice you make, who it might hurt or who it might affect. So take a step back to see the bigger picture. Right now, I'm not perfect. I'm still learning, developing, and changing into becoming the person that I want to be. Building skills, gaining knowledge, expertise in a certain field, and just developing as a human being. And the end goal is to achieve freedom. Not the freedom that you guys think of. Freedom of doing what looks like play for me but work for others. And also retiring my parents, because they mean the world to me and they have given me the world. So I have to give the world back to them because they deserve it. They sacrificed their life for me and I must do the same in return. Look, I've said it before, I'm not perfect. Mistakes are part of the process, but only if you learn from them. If you look the other way and don't accept it, life will make you suffer every single time until you learn that lesson. One decision can cost you trust, but one lesson can change your future. So my friends, take the time to see the bigger picture before you make your decision, because the choice you make can affect another person negatively. So make sure to see the whole picture before you make your decision, and also be willing to take accountability for the choice you made and don't blame others. That was me, Idris Nazari, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you watched till the end and would like to see me making more videos like this, give you more stories about my personal experiences in life, well, comment down below, because I love to read your comments and see what you've got to say. And also make sure to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. And if you're new to my channel or you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, because I'm going to be uploading more videos like this and better videos yet to come. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.